Alright y'all, what's going on? Back with another video, quick video. I want to talk about this really quick because I think this is pretty important. The links to all of this stuff will be down in the description, as well as all of my other links that you can find me on other platforms. Hopefully you guys will check that stuff out. Today is Tuesday, y'all. Hopefully you guys are having a great Tuesday. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully everything is going well. If you're maintaining, keep it up. If you're grinding, keep working harder. I cannot complain. I'm out here. It is hot. It's already up in the 90s this week, and it looks like it's gonna be 90 something again today. So man, it is, you know, just stay out the sun if you can. Nevertheless, let's talk about this topic real quick. Nintendo Switch 2 PCB motherboards are out in the wild. You can buy them on a website in China. I'm pretty sure these consoles are made in China, so yeah, you can buy the motherboards. And some people already have them. Like I said, the link to all of this stuff will be down in the description, so you can see the motherboard and you can see the website where you can get these from. And I find this very fascinating because at the end of the day, these people are going all through, you know, all kind of hoops just to get, you know, some form of way to pirate or just jailbreak the Nintendo Switch 2. And if they're going to have to build their own, it looks like that's going to be the case. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, but this is another step in that direction. And also, it's going to be really interesting to see what Nintendo does, because Nintendo is trying their best to fight this whole piracy thing. They're bricking consoles. You can't use the MIG cart for your Switch 2. All that stuff is like a no-go. So these guys or girls are going around another way to actually say, hey, we're just going to get the motherboard and see if we can create an emulator, and that emulator will run whatever OS that is running, or that emulator will just run those Switch 2 games off of that PCB. Now, there are a lot of ways you can go about this. This could be a situation where you can get another handheld that looks like the Switch 2, or you can basically home consoleize the Switch 2. I don't know how far-fetched that is. I don't know how far that this can go, but like I said, this is a step in that direction to where that this could happen. And I'm gonna be interested to see where this goes, because I'm always interested to see where, you know, how pirates try to emulate stuff, or how people who build emulators try to emulate consoles. And I want to see the cat and mouse game. I'm always interested in that. I'm not that big of a fan of using emulators. I think they're actually awesome, but if I can, I'd rather use real hardware. But nevertheless, I am fascinated about this and see what they can do and how Nintendo responds. Also, I look at it like this as well. How far does this go? This is what I meant to say. How far does this go? Because you already know how things are when you try to emulate a current console. You saw how that went with the Switch 1. Yuzu and Ryujin was shut down. The way I look at it is, when you're emulating stuff, you should at least wait till the console cycle is over for that console, or just come out and say, wait the 2 console cycles, because then it's not that big of an incentive for a company to come after you. And I know Nintendo is very aggressive with that, but once a console is not necessarily being sold on the shelves and is being emulated, companies are less likely to come after you. And I mean, even with Nintendo, they won't come after you unless you're trying to distribute the stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't recommend doing it at all either way. But I will say that this is going to be really, really, really interesting. Another thing I will want to say about this, like, what does this PCB actually does? Does it just do Switch 2 stuff? I know it does Switch 1. How does that work with other, you know, forms of, you know, emulation? Like, you know, you can have like the GameCube and all these other older legacy consoles on your Switch 2, but I think that's basically the power of the cloud. I don't know if that's an actual emulator in the console, but with these guys, with these PCBs, they will figure that out. And maybe these consoles are powerful enough. Well, I know they're I know the motherboard is powerful enough to run NES and Super Nintendo games and stuff like that. I already know that, but I wonder if they're powerful enough to actually run like GameCube games. And if they run GameCube games, can they run Wii games? It's gonna be really interesting. That's the stuff that fascinates me. Like, how far could this really go when it comes to actually having this motherboard, because it's just, and you know what? Really, what I would like to say, how are these motherboards available like already? Like, the console hasn't been out a month and these motherboards are already out there. Is this standard practice? Like, I don't hear about like PlayStation motherboards being out there in the wild, or Xbox motherboards being out there in the wild, or anything like that. This is like the first time I've heard like a current console or a current handheld, their, you know, hardware, or like the inner workings of their hardware is out in the wild already. Like, how does that work? Like, is that something that actually happens already? But yeah, it's really interesting. At the end of the day, I look at it like this. Look, if there's something you want to build, do it. You know, just be mindful, be careful, because Nintendo will come after you. They're totally not against it. That's why I said I'm like really interested to see where this goes. But I look at it like, how far are you going to take it? Are you willing to go the extra mile to actually try to emulate Switch 2 games or whatever the case may be, and actually, you know, go the distance? Because Nintendo have deep pockets and they love the reach, or they love to reach with their lawyers. They love to come after you. So I really want to see how that goes. At the end of the day, me personally, I'm not going to take no part in it. I like to be on the sideline watching and give my thoughts and opinions. I will definitely just go ahead and buy a Switch 2, but I'm buying it for my son. So I'm going to have one, you know, by proxy. I mean, whatever, when the time he don't play it, I'll play it, you know, because he really wants to Switch 2. Matter of fact, he asked me yesterday about it, and I'm going to get it for him. I already promised it to him, and I just got to get the right game to go with it. He doesn't really want Mario Kart. He wants Donkey Kong Bonanza, so I'm waiting for that to drop, and then I'll probably get it bundled together. But at the end of the day, I'm just an innocent bystander, just going to watch, and I'm going to report what happens. But if you don't know, these console PCBs, these motherboards are out in the wild. You know, you can check out the links in the description, and I just find it very fascinating. So I'm going to get up out of here. Thanks everybody who's been watching. I really appreciate it. Hit the links down in the description so you can check out all my other content. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I am on X. I am on Rumble. I'm on all those other platforms. All the links will be down in the description, so you guys can check that stuff out. And I'm going to get up out of here. All right, y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. I'm out of here. All right, peace.